back to my channel. I cannot believe it, but we are already here to film our March favorites. The sun just decided to come in. I think I'm going to close my blinds a little bit. Hold on. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. I feel like I have a good amount of stuff to talk about, so we're just going to get right on into it. Now, I will have to say, first of all, well, two things, first of all, before we start talking about the products. One, forgot my ring. That wasn't part of it. One, I did another blog sale. I posted about it on Monday on my Instagram. If you're not following me there, I wanted to let you know here that I did another blog sale. The last one was such a huge success that I decided to do another one because I'm continuing to get new products and I really just want to make more room. So just pick things that I don't reach for as often. So be sure and check out that link down below. I'll leave it in the description bar if you haven't already. And be sure and follow me on Instagram so that you can see those kind of posts the day that I actually post them and maybe not miss out on something you may have wanted, because I have sold a few things so far. Second thing, I want to give an update on Moose. I know so many of y'all have been so sweet and asked how he's been doing. So he's so big, I can't bring him up here and show you, but I am going to insert a clip just in a minute to show you. And I'll put a little like timestamp right here as to when the actual favorite starts if you don't care anything about my dog. But I know a lot of you have been asking, so I wanted to let you know. Apparently when we got him, we were told he was actually 2 weeks older than he was. We went to the vet yesterday. He is now only 13 weeks old. I could have figured that out myself because I know when his birthday is, but I don't know what I was thinking. He's 13 weeks old and he is a whopping 35 pounds and one of the best dogs on the face of the planet. Honestly, he sleeps through the night. He loves on my kids like no other. They have found a new best friend and it just warms my heart. And he listens to me and loves me no matter what. So, you know, what more can you ask for in a dog? So I'm going to cut to the clip real quick so you can see what he looks like now. Where are you, buddy? Hey. Say hi. Your ear is floppy. Your ear is floppy. Say hi, buddy. Say hi. Here. What's with the camera? Here. Say hi. You little stinker. Can't get a good angle of you. There's my pretty boy. There's my pretty boy. Okay. Say bye-bye. Okay. So now that we have an update on Moose, I might do that every month or so, at least until he's full grown, because he is going to be growing so fast. I'm going to actually get into my favorites. Now, some of these I have on my face, some of them I do not, because I'm doing a foundation review right now, and I got some new products from NARS yesterday that I just really wanted to try out. So I'll let you know if I'm wearing them or not. And my collar has been jacked up this whole time. Okay. Deep breaths. We're going to get this going. All right, I'm going to start with a skincare product and a hair product, and then I'll get into the actual makeup products. The hair product, I don't normally talk about hair because I don't do hair that much. Like what you see right here is pretty much the extent of what I do with my hair, but this has something to do with it. It is the Kenra Thermal Styling Spray. I lost my little cap because that's just how I roll with stuff like this, but it is a firm hold heat activated spray. Now, my hairdresser used this on me and I loved it so much that I asked her what it was and I promptly bought it. The reason I like this so much is because it's unlike no other thermal spray I've used. I will say I do wish that it was in an aerosol versus a pump, but how I use it is I will take a section of my hair and I will spray it down pretty damp and I'll brush it through. And this works as like a hairspray and a thermal spray. So it automatically locks my curl in, and when I use this, I can go 3 whole days and still have a nice wave to my hair. When I don't use it, my curls are out within like 12 hours. So like this, if I didn't have to wash my hair tonight, would last me for at least 2 more good days. And by the 3rd day, I would just have a nice wave and body and volume. So if you're looking for something like that, if you have hair that doesn't hold curl as well as others, because mine doesn't, I would definitely check this out because it has done wonders for me. Second is a skincare product. Now, one of you lovely people, my lovely friends here on YouTube, sent this to me. I was completely taken aback because It was the sweetest thing ever. And Marcy, I haven't heard much from you on YouTube lately. I did message you on Instagram, but if you're watching this and you didn't get that message, thank you so much. I honestly shed a tear when I got this because y'all are so incredibly sweet. But she knew that I dealt with peeling a couple times a week. I've talked about that endlessly. I'm almost done with my Sanitas cream, and I actually just purchased an entire line of skincare. I got so sucked in and spent hundreds of dollars on this skincare, but I really think it's going to do wonders for me, so I may not be peeling anymore once I get done with the Sanitas. But because she had heard of me, you know, having that problem a couple times a week, she sent this to me. It's the Peter Thomas Roth Rose Stem Cell Bio Repair Gel Mask. Now, I did a blog on the small ones of these last year sometime, and I had said on that this one kind of tingled and I wanted to scratch my face so much that it just wasn't pleasant to use. So when I got it, she wrote a little note saying that she heard it's really good for peeling and dry skin. So I thought, well, I'm going to try it again. And I don't know if that small one was bad, if my skin was just bad that day or what, but this has been a lifesaver for me. I don't know if you can see how much I've actually used, but I mean, if I were to scrape the sides, it's down to like there. I use it twice a week. I just put it on for 10 minutes. It is cooling, but it's hydrating. It just feels so good. The only thing I will say is that this does not rinse off with just water. You will need a wet washcloth to kind of help rinse it off because it is so gel-like. It kind of wants to stick on your face. But other than that, it's very hydrating. I feel like my peeling does minimize when I use this. I use it the 2 nights of the days that I have it the worst. And it's just nice. It's refreshing. It's cooling. I think it's going to be amazing in the summer. I'm going to put it in the fridge and use it that way. I just really, really recommend it. And I cannot say thank you enough to Marcy who sent it to me. You are amazing. Okay, another thing, this is going to kind of be like, I hauled this and said that I was going to do a review on it. A lot of y'all asked for me to do a review on it, and I'm kind of just spoiling the review. If you still want it, I have a lot to say about it, and I did wear it for 5 days in a row. I made lots of notes, so I do still hope to do a review, but the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus is a definite favorite for me this month. I am not jumping back on the matte foundation train. Y'all know I am luminous. I like the glow right now, so I'm not going fully back on the matte train. But I will say that I adore this foundation. I've mixed it with other foundations. It's wonderful. On its own, it's wonderful. It's not a flat matte, but I am telling you, nothing stays on like this. I've had 2 of the days, I had some serious water issues, which I'll talk about in the review, and nothing came off my face. So because this is so beautiful, the finish is so lovely, and because it was so freaking budge proof, I bought 3 shades to put in my kit because I had mentioned I'm getting lower on some of my matte foundations, and this is going to be the replacement. Amazing. So stay tuned because I do think I'm going to be doing a full review on that. So I did travel a little bit this month for my husband's job. We were gone for about 5 days. 3 of these things I'm about to mention I took with me while traveling, and they were lifesavers. I absolutely adored them, and I want to mention them because I think they are excellent for traveling and excellent for every day. The first is the Becca Sun Chaser palette. This is the newest palette. I have on the bronzer and the blush today. I'm using a new highlight. This is Opal. I've used that many of times. Y'all have probably seen what it looks like and know what it looks like if you don't own it yourself. But I do have these 2 products on my face today. It is so convenient to have the 3 main face products, powder products that you need in one palette, and they all 3 work for you. That's how I feel about this palette. The bronzer works for me, the blush is beautiful, and the highlight obviously works for me. I've had that before. It's so beautiful. It's so cost effective. I think it's like $34 for all 3 of these. They're not huge pans. They're 4 grams a piece. So it's kind of like a Makeup Forever shadow, but honestly, I'm not going to go through these anytime soon. Lord knows how many bronzers, highlights, and blushes I have. But for space purposes, it was wonderful while traveling. So I cannot recommend that enough. The 2 eyeshadow palettes that I took while traveling, this one I didn't want to talk about last month, although it was a favorite because it was out of stock. But I believe it is back in stock, and it's the Persona Identity palette. Y'all, this is good stuff. I just got eyeshadow all over my finger. It's really good stuff. Have I talked about this before in a favorites? I know I've used it in a tutorial. I don't know. If I've talked about it in a favorites, that's how much I love it. It's really, 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 really good. Really good. It's got 6 mattes, 6 shimmer satin shades. It's honestly, there's not a shade in here that I would not use, and there's not a shade that's not in here that I need on an everyday basis, if that makes sense. It's beautiful. The quality of the eyeshadows, very blendable, very pigmented, don't have a ton of fallout, just really pretty. I did do a blog post on this, so if you want to go down to my blog, I have swatches and stuff on there. The other one is a kind of a self-made palette. Makeup Geek had these palettes on sale for like half price, so I got 2 of them, and I wanted to make this. These are my kind of neutral bridal Makeup Geek colors. So I made this to take with me on jobs because I don't take my full Makeup Geek palettes when I go on jobs, but I do love these colors, and I find that I use them a lot on clients, so I wanted to put them in an actual palette. Well, I took it with me to travel, and it was so, I mean, honestly, I could have these be the only 9 Makeup Geek colors that I have, and I would be fine. Okay, one of them is a MAC shadow. I'm not going to lie about that, because I just don't feel like Makeup Geek makes a matte white cream shadow like that I like. So that one's from MAC. It's Blanc type. But the other ones, real quick, that's Rapunzel. This is Shimma Shimma. This is Starry Eyed, the foil shadow. We have Cream Brulee, which obviously I love. Wild West. And then on this one, I have Bake Sale, Americano, and Cocoa Bear. So basically, I've got everything I need. I have 3 shimmer colors to choose from for my lid, my brow bone, and my inner corner. I have this to set my primer on my eyelids or as a matte highlight shade. I have 2 transition colors right here, Bake Sale and, well, Cream Brulee and Bake Sale. I have a dark outer corner color, Americano, and then the 2 other crease colors, Cocoa Bear and Wild West, are perfect with different undertones. So I honestly can't say enough about this. Again, I took that traveling. These are the only 2 eyeshadow things I took, and I was well more than set. Another thing I used traveling, honestly, I did not use another lipstick the entire 5 days I was gone. This is just so easy, and I was so pleasantly surprised. It is Maybelline Baby Lips, and it is their Color Balm Crayon Stick. Okay, so it looks like this, and of course I got the nude shade. It is Toasted Taupe. Okay, so it comes in a stick like this. This is actually the backup that I bought. Yes, I loved it so much, I bought a backup. So it looks brand new. The other one is down in my purse. But it is just this, and I will swatch this one for you. It's like a... See right there? Oh, I love it. It is a chapstick, lip gloss, lipstick combination. It smells amazing. Someone reviewed that they smelled like old crayons, but they must have gotten a really bad one because I think it smells really good. It lasts decent. I mean, it is more of a chapsticky moisturizing formula, so it's not going to last forever. It's definitely not a liquid lip, but that's what I appreciate about it. And it's something I can keep in my pocket and put on without a mirror, and that's exactly what I did. I don't need a lip liner. It's got its own built-in gloss. It's an all-in-one. I bought another shade too, but I haven't tried it. It's the shade Blushing Burst. And it's more of a peach color, so it's right there. But they have darker colors. They're just so good. Often Maybelline will have buy one, get one 50% off. That's where I got these 2 as backups. It's amazing. They're like $6 on Ulta, probably cheaper on Walmart. So I highly suggest trying those out. Now lastly, something that I had mentioned in a Get Ready With Me, I think that I wasn't loving it. And I wasn't loving it, how I was using it. But I found a new way to use it, and I love it. It's the NARS Soft Matte Concealer Cream. The new one that comes in a pot. Everybody's talking about it, and everybody says they love it. And of course, I was the only one that was like, well, why can't I like it? I don't like Shape Tape all under my eyes. I don't like this all under my eyes. So here's the issue. When I first got it, I intended to use it in my kit as well. So I scraped it out with a spatula, like I do with all cream products that I use myself and in my kit. Well, and in my kit in general. And I applied this with my finger first. I tried blending it out with a beauty blender. I applied it with a brush straight from my hand. I applied it with my finger and then tried to blend it out with a brush. I just didn't like it. I felt like it sat weird. It was cakey. I just didn't like it. And then my friend Ariel, she has a channel on YouTube. She did it in one of her Get Ready With Me's using the Real Techniques mini complexion sponge type thing. And I was like, I have that. Let me try that. So I pulled this out, got it wet, tried it the next day, and I loved it. Now, the only thing is I cannot use this in my kit now because I've contaminated it because this is how I use it. I take this wet sponge, it's dirty because I used it today, and I dip it in there and I twist once just to get the product on, and I apply directly onto my under eye that way. I have it on today. I do not use a separate brightening concealer. You know, sometimes with my Maybelline Fit Me and some of my other concealers, I do put a dot of the Shape Tape underneath to kind of help brighten and cover the really bad darkness. I don't have to do that with this. I had to brighten it up a little bit because the sun went down. It sets wonderfully with my Hourglass and my NARS crystal powder. It lasts all day. It doesn't crease. So these two together are a favorite. I don't like this any other way. So I don't know that I can say, oh, go out and buy it. But if you have this and you have this, definitely try it together because I do like it. So thank you, Ariel, for giving me that little idea. And very quickly before I leave, I'm going to talk about the two things that I told you I would let you know after I used them some. I hauled them in my last haul, the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Skin Booster and the Ultra HD Lip Booster. I don't think these are necessary. They're not bad, but I think that you can get stuff either better or cheaper that serves the same purpose. For instance, this is not bad. I got to where I'm like, I'm not even going to put it in my kit because it was too hard to apply the doe foot on my hand and then use it. So I just used it on myself, and I will say that it doesn't sink in as well as I would like it to. So it's hard to put a lipstick on top of it without it shifting because there's still so much product on my lips, even after I've let it set there while I do the rest of my face. If you are going in with a matte, very matte liquid lipstick, this may be wonderful, but I do much prefer my MAC lip conditioner. That's what I carry in my kit. It is hands down the #1 product that all of my clients ask about after I use it on them. In fact, I had a bride, when did I do her? From last September, text me last week asking about the MAC lip conditioner. What was that used on? What was that lip balm stuff you used on my lips? It felt so good. This is definitely not as good as that. It doesn't sink in as well. But if you are big into matte lipsticks, maybe, I don't think it's necessary. And this one, while it's okay, it didn't do anything grand for me. It didn't help prime my skin anymore. It didn't plump my skin up any more than my ordinary hyaluronic acid that $6 does. So I'm really not going to recommend this. I'll finish it. It's just, I don't see the point in it. I don't think it's like the end all be all. And I adore Makeup Forever. It's one of my absolute favorite makeup brands ever. In fact, if I could only go with one, that's probably the one that I would pick. But those two products were just kind of a dud for me. So, and one last thing, because I haven't talked enough. Obviously, the 4 products that I hauled and I've talked about endlessly were favorites this month, but I did not want to beat a dead horse, for lack of a better term. There's got to be a better term than that. That's not a good term. Lack of repetition. I'm not going to talk about them or show them, but the Chanel powder, the Tom Ford bronzer, the Tom Ford bronzer brush, the Chanel blush in Elegance, all of those things that I had in my last haul are hands down my favorite. They will forever be my favorite. I cannot stop with the Chanel powder. I wear it every single day. Okay. I think that's it. That's going to wrap up my favorites. As always, I want to know what your favorite was in the month of March. Please let me know down in the comments below. And I've got a ton of other stuff to tell y'all. I just don't know what it is. So I'm going to end this video now. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I am gearing up, getting stuff for my 10,000 subscriber giveaway. So I'm hoping to get there in the next couple months. So be sure and subscribe if you haven't. And I hope you all have a very blessed day.